Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babbles, the episode 370. I'm Chris Adams, the Tekken Master, joined by
RPG Maniac 05.
Traptical. And on the subject of Ben
What?
up until that point had proven that he has good intentions, but he doesn't know what he's doing. So letting him fall because he said so
What?
is not the right course of action.
What did I miss? What's going on? What are we doing?
What is
What just happened?
happened?
Where am I? What are we doing? Is this the Michael Jackson song? What's going on?
Traffic has thrown us for a loop. We don't know what he's talking
And
about.
that is how we take a strange turn in Aimless Land.
Is he still saying? Is he not? I don't know.
Wait, you didn't. No one understood what I was talking about?
I mean,
Of
unless
course
you're
not.
talking about
People don't just make random references and then expect everybody to know what they're talking about.
Ben letting
That's what
him fall
segues are
down.
for,
What-
Tropical.
Tropical. That is very out of
Very
context.
bad
We don't know anybody
segues.
named Ben.
Except for
We
the rap for
started
the
the
Michael
last-
Jackson song. We just went over this.
We started the last episode talking about
Oh,
Ben
that guy.
on The Walking Dead. Yeah.
Oh, Ben from The Walking Dead, Ben.
It all makes sense now.
You know, usually we put some kind of context before we go on random, like, tangents about characters in random games that we
Yeah,
didn't
it's
start
like
the
side
podcast
characters,
with.
dude. Like
Previously
nobody cares about
on
them.
Aimless.
I mean, if it's like a main character like Lee
Basic.
Clementine, come on, or like Big B Wolf,
Yeah,
come on.
not some poor suckbutt that we just let die horribly because he was like the worst of the worst, and all like bandits come in and eat our souls or something. I'm like, bruh, what's wrong with you? And he's like, I thought I was saving the camp. Yeah, you killed everybody. Good job. Did the opposite. Gold star for Ben. Gold star for Ben. He said sarcastically. Because clearly we're not giving him a gold star for sucking at life.
So, what were you saying about Ben?
Up until that point, he had like basically every decision he had made was like well intentioned, but the wrong decision. And so at this point he's saying let me go because he's being well intentioned. Yeah, I'm gonna save everyone by like being the bait. But if you look at his track record, it's like, that is probably not a good thing to do because everything he's tried misguided. So another reason why you might not want to let him fall.
I don't know. I mean, he's still kind of the worst. Because I mean, he got a kid killed, and subsequently said kid's mother. So I mean, he basically killed Kenny's family. Just wanna throw that out there, because you know he's indirectly a murderer. So, you know, if you're okay with being with murderers, then, you know, yeah. Feel free to save him. If your conscience can handle the fact that you allowed a kid murderer and subsequently destroying a family murderer person run around free, it's cool. It's cool.
He never did it again.
Well, yeah, because he died horribly. I mean, of course not. It's kind of hard to do when you're getting eaten alive by a bunch of zombies. I mean, can't murder people when you're getting murdered violently because you taste delicious, like chicken, because he's a chicken. Get it? Get it?
Aha! All right.
So yeah, we've got so much been playing a middle segment about the gaming crash that is possibly
Revisiting the crash.
in some news. Did I talk about Final Fantasy last week? Because I think I did, but I don't remember what I said. Because I know I got to the end, but I got stuck, and I'm not sure if I talked about the part where I was like, I got to the end, but I got stuck.
You did.
Okay.
Well, you talked about getting to the. You didn't talk about the part where you got stuck, but you did talk about getting to the end because you got all your powers back after they were sealed, and
Yeah.
all that other stuff, and bougie, 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 and that.
RPG said something about you don't have to get all of them.
And you were all like, but I don't want to because I don't want to be terrible. And then I was like, well, good luck with that.
Well, anywho, so we went up to Ultimisia's master bedroom or master room or whatever it's called. You're like, hey.
I was like, why would you?
You know why. You know why. She's like, let me slip into a form that's more comfortable. Turns into Griever. Okay, maybe not more comfortable for you, but, you know, comfortable. It's like,
yes.
You're like, hey, lady from the future that's all doing this stuff with time compression. Hey, we're not going to take it anymore, and we're going to fight you. Dun, 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 dun. And she was like, mwahahaha, Tekken, I got something for you. Bitch slap, bitch slap, bitch slap. I was like, oh. And then proceeded to, like, not be able to beat her. And I was like, dude, what's going on? So then I was like, all right. I followed this guide. I got as far as I've ever gotten before. I will not be deterred. I'm going to the internet to ask my friends about this because they know more than me. And I was like, so people of internet, Facebook, friends of mine, do you know the weakness of this?
Are you angry typing right now?
Yes, I am. Sorceress lady and how to defeat her because she's just destroyed me. And then they all came back and they're like, Tekken, we got some pro tips for you, dude. And I was like, yes! But then they're all like, you need to draw these certain thingies and like, there's places to go. And I was like, but I don't want to backtrack. And I was like, no. So, you know, I kind of got Xenosaga here, or Xenogeared, where I got to final boss. And I mean, I could go and do stuff to, like, you know, level up non-squall characters and draw some stuff. So it's going to be a bit of a grind here, but,
Also, like, did you kill her first form at least, or
yeah,
did you get to, like, no
I got to
form?
the second form, and I kept getting that spell cast on me and, like, party wiped. And I was like, dude.
Which one is it, Shockwave Pulse Art?
Yes,
or...
it was that one.
Ah, yes, Quistis's Ultimate Limit Break.
And I was like, whoa.
Yes.
Whoa, I got all this way. And I didn't come all this way to get beat by the second form. And I was looking at the guide, and there's more than 2 forms. And I was like, what the F? F huge RPG. Curses. So, yeah, I'll be all leveling up and stuff, and I'll show her, but, it'll not be anytime soon, because Tane ain't got time for that, so, whatever. And I was like, well, I don't feel like leveling up and all this stuff, so I'll just switch to a different game. And I played some Resogun on the Vita. It's okay. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not the PS4 version. It's all super, I want to look at my screen, deliciousness, graphically awesomeness.
My.
Yeah. And I played Axiom Verge, finally, because I guess I had it cross-buy, or maybe I bought it separately. I don't remember, but it was there. And I was like, yay, because I was looking through the store on games, and I was like, oh, I have this game, let me download it because I wanted to play it. And it's all Metroidvania, and yeah, it's pretty cool, and stuff. And I'm not very far, but I have like a drill arm that drills through stuff, like rocks and stuff, and I can go through the rocks. And I got this gun that shoots well, obviously it shoots thingies. It shoots bullets, and it shoots this pulse thingy that like shoots other thingies after it shoots its pulse. Whatever, you'd have to be there. And that's all I got right now, and I'm just going through, and like there's this portal thingy I got sucked through at the beginning, because I was like, oh no, I'm dead, but I'm not dead, what's going on, where am I, oh, I don't know. So yeah, that's just where we're at, trying to find where we're at, and then I beat the first boss too, because there's like some boss that was like doing stuff. I was like, psh, this boss ain't nothing, and I killed him. So yeah. Besides that, I played some Destiny. I don't want to talk about it, F that game.
Why'd you play it?
Because I'm doing my quests for the Age of Triumph class items, and I will not be denied this quest. Also, I was like, F this game, and everybody who plays it, and I took all my friends that play it, or that are like, you know, that I've earned through that game. I had like 205 before I started, and I got like 120. I was like, dude, F these people. Like, I had so many people on that took so long too. I was like, you can't like group select people, and I was like, man, this is like so long. One at a time, removing these Destiny people. Ugh.
Well, they have to make sure you're sure when you're deleting
it was like delousing myself or something. It was terrible. And actually, it wasn't just Destiny people. It was like Destiny people and like people I rarely ever play with, and like non-gamer panel people. And it's like, pff, these these bees ain't loyal to me. F them. They're my friends. F them. So I was like, yeah, F these people. Yeah, it's great. It's like me and my inside voice are like in unison, just like raging against people. They didn't know because it's like they would know I'm not friends with us until they're looking for Tekken, and they're like, hey, where's Tekken? He's not here. And I'll be like, well, it wouldn't be like that because I'm already like that. I'm just like, ha 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 ha. Not your friend anymore. Ha, suck it. So yeah. What else did I play? Oh yes, so yeah. Today there was the Children of the Zodiac and Valkyrie. Well, not Valkyrie. Archangel. Jeez, I don't know. I got that mixed up. Archangel release day, and I didn't know they were coming out the same day, but apparently they did. And I only had time to play one for the podcast, and I played Archangel. I got through it. It was, man, I gotta say, that game pretty cool. But I would say I would highly recommend playing with the move controllers because I was playing with the controller, and like your hands are meant to like when you're playing the game you can shoot and block with each hand. Like each hand gets a different weapon, and each hand gets a different shield, so you can like dual block and dual shoot. But when you're doing all that stuff, you can aim with your reticle. But since you only get one reticle with a controller, it gets kind of weird. You can only aim like at one point, so I'm guessing if you had like two, and like I was imagining like if my controller was like split in half and it was like move controllers, I could like aim two ways, and like you also like look to, you don't look to shoot, but like your field of vision is where you're looking, but your aiming is through the reticle, so it's pretty cool. You have like 3 points of like reference as far as like where you're looking and doing stuff. That was pretty cool. And then it's on rail, so it's kind of like, you know, not super freedom as far as like having movement with your mech, but that was cool. That was just like neat that it was like, you know, it was just finally a mech game in VR. And there's some really cool stuff like when you're first starting and like you're on this tram thingy, there's all these cool lighting effects. It's like you and some NPC and you're like hanging out and stuff happening. And then I mean, it's not like the best game ever because like the story's kind of the writing's kind of the voice acting's kind of but I'm in a mech shooting stuff in VR, and that was cool. So that was nice. It's also $40, and that was like sticker shock to me because I was like, what? But then I was like, well, this is the game I bought my PlayStation VR for, so F it. And I bought it. And yeah, I did thoroughly enjoy it. So I will definitely be playing it again because there's like, you can choose between 2 different playable characters, and there's a permadeath mode, but I don't think I can get the permadeath mode because that's like probably going to be hard, and there's no reward for it because I like already have like all of the trophies except for one, so it's like there's no trophy for that. I ain't doing that. F that crap. So no reason to do it really. And like once you play through the first time, because I played through it and I played like the first stage, I had like a bunch of the upgrades. I was like, this is like wait, like yeah. Once I got through the first time, because at first I was like, dude, like having to manage your shields because you can like turn your shields on to like absorb hits, but certain attacks do more damage or just like negate your shield. So it's like really annoying when like you're like I said, if like you have 2 arms that are mapped to one controller and like it's based on like where you're looking with your controller, and it's like, oh, that's where I'm aiming. But it's like I imagine if I had 2 move controllers, it would have been like way more freedom on my end to like just move around, and like one arm does this thing, one arm does that thing. I got 2 dual shields, I got dual shooting. It's all woo loosey goosey fun times. But I felt very anchored and confined with my 2 hands on the controller, only being able to aim at one spot. So I guess I have to get some move controllers next time I get paid, so I can free my neck arms and see how that is. But it was a fun ride. I did enjoy it, and I will be going back to play it. So yeah, that was my VR adventure this week. And VR, I gotta say, there's like
we are VR.
I would definitely say do not pay $400 for PlayStation VR because I'm glad I got it for $300. Because man, there's probably like some games that like do it really good, and some like games. I think that's like the other thing is like I haven't played enough VR games. So I've only played like Thumper and Rez in this. So it's like I think it's like the same thing like with like games in general, where it's like, you know, there's really good games, really bad games, or just like, you know, wait until there's something that like you would be personally interested in, and then like take the plunge, but like not at 400, because then you'll be like satisfied or like super like what the F is this crap, especially if it's like a bad like experience for you, because it's like because I didn't get done VR until I got my VR thingy, so I didn't know what I was getting into. But then oh yeah, I played PlayStation VR Worlds. That was neat. The whole like smorgasbord of different experiences. So I guess I got to play the demo disc and then like see what type of stuff I like, since I've kind of have been on the just buying whatever. I mean, it was on sale, so whatever that 1 week. So I was like, you know, I'm not doing that anymore because you know, there's I think that's probably what's going to happen to me is like, since that's the way it is like with normal games. It's like, you know, there's certain stuff I do like and certain stuff I don't like. So it's like I need to just find what I do like and then just like start playing more of that and like getting that stuff. Unless I end up liking all of it, like Tropical, but that's probably not gonna happen. So yeah. But I did enjoy Archangel, and I'm kind of thinking of playing the rest of my VR games so I can just see what type of VR games I am looking forward to in the future. But it was very nice and looked pretty, and it was a fun time in a mech. And yeah, it was cool. Like when you look to your look behind you in the cockpit, and you can like see the cockpit in like 360 style. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like you look to your right, and you like see your arms and your shoulders, and it's like, oh, and like the scale thing. That was cool. I mean, I guess I didn't really feel like the scale because I was sitting down the whole time. So, but you're sitting down in a cockpit, so it kind of makes sense. But I didn't really like feel the scale, even though like you are really tall compared to like some buildings. But yeah, I didn't think the scale was like done as good as it could have been. But everything else, the combat, the gameplay stuff, that was all good. The story stuff is kind of but you know, it's whatever. It's not BioWare or Telltale here. So what you get what you pay. Well, no, you didn't get what you pay for. But you get what you get. So whatever. Could have been worse. Could have been better. Yeah. And I think that was all I've been playing. I did play some Super Castlevania 4 on Wii because I was like doing stuff on my retro stream. I was like testing stuff out, but nothing like we're talking about like as far as like I've ever gotten in that game because I guess I just suck it up when I play it. But I finally got like to stage 3 or something, so I was like, yay, I've gotten so far, and then I like fell off the stage. Too many times, and I lost all my lives, and I was like, F this game, stupid lives. Who uses that system of game anymore? Jeez, Super Castlevania 4, ugh, whatever. And I played some King of the Monsters, and that game, I gotta say, there's some like sweet tracks in it that I did not. I mean, because I only played that game like in the olden times when I was a wee little Tekken in the arcade, and I wasn't able to appreciate the sound because back in the old days, all the arcades were like super loud. You couldn't hear anything, so it was like just
beep, bark, beep, bark,
yeah,
beep, bark,
it's just
beep,
like a cornucopia of sound and music, and like you couldn't really hear anything. But man, some one-on-one time with that game, and King of the Monsters got some jams in it, so it was nice. But besides that, that is all I've been playing, I think. Because I played PS4, but I don't think I played anything like substantially besides this and Destiny. Because I think like after we podcasted, like the rest of the week I was just playing, or not, I wasn't playing anything. I was just like watching documentaries and like stand up on Netflix. So
I know I was watching like a bunch of Netflix.
Because
like, I didn't play
I was super tired after work every day, and I was like, dude, I don't play anything. And I was like, I want to play something, but it's like I could only think in my brain to like play like Project Cars or Wipeout. And I was like, dude, my reflexes are not going to be like at peak if I'm like just super tired. So F that crap. And then I did play some. Well, I didn't play it, but I was like doing stuff on my 60GB PS3 because I wanted to play some Monster Hunter, but like I couldn't figure out why my save wasn't on my PS2. Or I'm sorry, the PS3. Why the PS2 save wasn't on the PS3, and I was like looking at it, and like some of them are copy protected or whatever, so you have to like move them back and forth. But like today I was like messing with it, and I was like, I didn't know you could like move it back and forth from the memory card that you put it onto your PS3 from the PS2 memory card, because like I had some test their saves on there. I was like, okay, these are on here, but I don't want them to be like stuck on here forever. So like, let me see if I can fix this before I move Monster Hunter save on here and like get stuck forever. And so luckily I was like, oh, okay, I did discover that you can't just like move them back and forth, and like it's not just a one-way trip, because I thought it was a one-way trip, and I was like, oh no, my time splitter saves are on here forever. No.
I like to make it a one-way trip. That'd be dangerous.
But it wasn't, and then I loaded up some Monster Hunter, I was like looking at my character, and I was like, wow, I put over 120 hours in this game. I must have really liked it. It's like, too bad they took the servers offline. F you, Capcom. But hey, we're getting a new one next year, so yay to that. And I wanted to like,
yay, Monster Hunter World! Everybody get excited! Get excited!
Making a video of my
Please be excited.
Making his roasted meat on the barbecue spit and being like, yeah, I'm ready for Monster Hunter. Are you ready for Monster Hunter?
Chickawawa?
What? How is it about Chickawawa?
I heard roasted meat, and I
That's what
don't
you do in
know.
that game. You get some meat and you put it on the spit and you roast it, and you're like, and it makes the sound, or the song plays, and it's like dur, 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 and it's like dur, 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 unless you mess up and it's like so yeah.
Yes, just like that. Just like that.
Just a bit of weird PS2 stuff, but nothing in depth. Oh, actually, I went to the gallery of that game, and there's like one video I'm missing. It's possible I could like never get it because it might be like tied to the online thingy. But like I watched the E3 demo of that game, and man, I remember that back in the day when that game was like the stuff. So I'm looking forward to Monster Hunter Worlds, and hopefully people get it.
Me
And it's like hitting
too.
because it's been a
Now
long
I
time
can-
coming for the return
I can show everyone my hunting horn
of
skills.
Monster Hunter on the PlayStation home console. So that's how I've been playing. Yeah.
Well, I
Oh wait.
continued.
Oh, I'm done.
Oh.
I mean, I wasn't playing it, but I did watch Castlevania on Netflix. F yeah, man, because that's what got me
Yeah.
pumped to play some Castlevania on Virtual Console, and yeah, that was. It is.
It was
You need to watch
good.
it because it's so good. Only 4 episodes though, but man, so good.
So yeah, this week I continued my trek through XCOM. I realize I have no idea how long the game is
Very.
because I just finally got past the point that I could never get past, or not never. I'd only tried once, but it was very demoralizing when those guys died, so I had
Oh.
never played beyond that. And then this time, finally, I went beyond it. And I was thinking back to how I played it the first time, and I have no idea how I got that far to begin with. Like, I hadn't bought any of the armor. I had only bought
Wow.
the skeleton armor because it has the grappling hook, and I was like, that's cool. So
Oh, dear.
I had, like, everyone was wearing skeleton armor, and we could just, like, Spider-Man around everywhere. And then, but yeah, it was like, now that I have Titan armor on almost everyone, I was like, how did I even get this far? Like, I have so much health now. And before, I guess just like strategically, I was better at it before, and now it's like, oh, I don't have to be quite as good. I can just I can sometimes run in there, and they actually have to be afraid of me because they're not going to be able to take me down fast enough.
You wouldn't even have to worry about that if you just build up some snipers and just throw them on Overwatch for everything, and then you just murder everything that walks in their path. They're kind of broken in that game.
Is that the opportunistic style? Like, they have that thing where if they train it, then they don't. There's no penalty for Overwatch shots.
Oh, that fun stuff. They have a bunch of. I mean, they nerfed them in XCOM 2
like
probably
XCOM
because
2.
of that. But it's just like snipers are far too powerful. We did not think this through.
I just had the one sniper my first time, who was really awesome. And this time I have two snipers that I built basically opposite of each other. So whatever skill I chose on one, I chose the other one for the other one. And so I have one guy who... finally both of them have plasma sniper rifles, because I didn't have enough stuff for both of them, but now I do. One of them can move and shoot, and then also if he does Overwatch, it has no aim penalty. And then they both have different types of like double tap abilities. So one of them is like what is it? Oh, it's just like double tap. So if you kill someone with a sniper shot, then you just get, or no, you don't have to kill them. If you haven't moved, you get two shots.
Get a double shot, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one is if he kills someone who is flanked or exposed, then you get, like, those are free.
I think
So
they
as long
moved
as I
that
have-
skill to Rangers in the second one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like, that one is super useful. That one, what I start doing is, like, before, I was, like, not really using rockets because they say if you use the rockets, then, like, you can't salvage those bodies. They're just exploded. Luckily, now, they have so much health that it doesn't really matter if I shoot rockets at them. Like, they don't die. So what I've been doing is just like blowing up all the cover, and then after the cover is all gone, then they can't get close without like exposing themselves. And then I just get the sniper. Hopefully he's like has a full clip, and I just have him unload on them. And like, boop, dead, boop, dead, boop, dead. And like, nice. Yeah, I did not have that my first playthrough. But yeah, it's going super well. I've only lost 2 countries. And I have satellites over every remaining country.
Wow. I can never do that.
I have, like, my income is like 1,500 a month, but at the point that I'm at, like, I have nothing to buy with it. I'm just like, I'm not sure what, like, is something else gonna happen and just like screw me, and then this money will matter, or
Welcome to XCOM.
Cool, that's good to know. Well, not really. The game is
Now you're all paranoid.
It's pretty stressful.
It is. 'Cause
Like,
you never know what's around the corner and how big of a threat it will be. It's like, oh, it could just be nothing. It's just like random.
Pretty much.
Randomity.
Pretty much.
It was Dark Souls before Dark Souls.
So, like, the last thing I did was build the hyperwave relay, and we started monitoring, like, the aliens and stuff. And then we discovered the Overseer's ship, and I was like, oh, so I guess that's the next thing we're supposed to take down. But I wanted to, like, put plasma cannons on my interceptor. But then I didn't know that it took 24 hours to install them. I was like, oh no, it got away. And I was like, great, so that's okay. We'll just like scan around, and I'm sure we'll find it again later. But before that happened, a UFO just like landed somewhere, and I was like, oh, I guess I have to go confront this thing. And I went, and it was neat. Like, since I've never been this far, I was like, oh, the hyperwave relay actually gives you data on what you're about to face. I was like, that is so useful. I was like, no wonder this is like... like, some of the facilities they have you build are just not that useful. I mean, they're, like, required, but beyond their story functions, like, this
they don't do much.
Yeah. And this one's like, oh, it tells me what's there. And, like, a UFO landed, and I was like, it says it's a medium-sized one. Like, it should be fine. Like, oh, look, it tells me what it is. And I was like, 19 enemy personnel, and it's like mutons and like muton elites, which I've never seen, and a sectopod. And I was like, is that
That's
just
the mech.
like singular of a sectoid? and yeah, when I saw it, I was like, that is not the singular of a sectoid.
It is in fact not that at all.
I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? And it was ridiculous. Like, they were right in the doorway, too. Like, a lot of the UFO missions, you start and you're sort of in the woods a ways away from the UFO, and you walk over to it, and then, like, stuff goes down slightly outside, and then later inside of it. But it's like a small ship. And this was like a giant ship that I'd never seen this type of. And the mission started, and we're just, like, in the doorway. And the moment, like, anyone moved, we saw 2 sectoid commanders. I was like, oh no, I don't have any psi resistance. So that's not gonna be fun. And then I had to deal with it was like the second move we did, there was like 7 or 8 mutons. And suddenly, you know how it shows how many guys are within firing range, and it was like halfway across the screen, like, oh no, I've made a mistake. Yeah, it was crazy. But yes, the snipers are really powerful, and the snipers got us through it.
Ridiculously.
And at this point, I didn't have all Titan armor either. I was using mostly regular armor, or not regular, the first better armor you can get.
The first better armor.
So, like, I had one assault guy who had Titan armor, and we had built a laser scatter laser, like a shotgun.
Oh, with lasers.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, this is working really well. Like, we can run up there and just double shot. Like, he has that move where he can shoot twice. And yeah, I just like would run up point blank to like Mutant Berserkers and unload on them and hope that they would die. And if they didn't, then yeah, somehow he has not died. No one died that mission, but it was really awesome. So I am like completely in uncharted territory now. I have no idea what to expect now. We shot down the Overseer ship, and it said, oh, it's a crew complement of 10. That doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, I don't know yet. I saved, and that is where I will continue next time.
You saved and you panic quit. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I'm not panic quit. I just the way I've been doing it, because last time it crashed during a battle mission, so now I save at the beginning of every battle and go from there. So yeah, that's XCOM. I was looking, so one of the other things I did this week with my games was like I went through all of my games. Just I haven't done that in years, and so I got sort of a look at how much backlog I actually have. And as far as PS3 games, I actually finished only a little less than half of them, which is like way more than I thought. Finished, I mean, I saw the credits run. I think my impression was that I hadn't finished any because I was kind of going for trophies, and so platinum-wise, I think I've only finished like 7. Anyway, yeah.
I mean, does getting a platinum really mean you? Do you have to get a platinum to say you finished a game, though?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like right now, I was like, I don't have time for platinums, so I'm just gonna finish.
Like sometimes they're just like arbitrary things, like make sure you tase 15 guards in the butts or something. It's just like, I feel like this is not going to be of any use to me, but okay, guess we can do that.
Yeah, so basically that's what I'm gonna do. Less strenuous finishing criteria. Anyways, I discovered that maybe I don't have XCOM 2. I thought I had bought it. I thought I saw it really cheap, but maybe I was wrong. Let's see. What else did I play? Oh, Destiny 2 beta started today.
And you loved
Maybe.
it?
Well, I've been away from Destiny for a while, like much longer than a lot of our old Destiny crew has been. And so when I started it and I was playing through it, it's like, this looks exactly the same as Destiny 1. And
well,
like,
that's disappointing.
It probably does look better, but yeah, and not having seen Destiny 1 in a long time, it's like, it seems like the same game. And I was running it. It has that mission that they showed at E3, and you're running through the towers. So that part is kind of cool, and like the story stuff is better, but like Destiny 1 really didn't have any. So.
I was about to say the bar wasn't particularly high, so yeah.
It was sort of cool though, like, you know how a lot of Destiny 1 missions would start off in like a public area, and then so you would see other Guardians, and then like you would travel somewhere, and then it would go to individual instances. Mm-hmm. This one starts off in a private area, and then there's a section in the middle where you would expect to see other Guardians, like that part is like public, and you see other Guardians. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And it sort of had a I guess like raid light type mechanics. Whereas before Destiny 1 story missions, like they're very simple. It's like, oh, you just shoot them and don't get shot, and then you'll be fine. And this one had a part where it's that part in the courtyard, and like Zavala, every once in a while throws up his Titan shield. And I guess I don't know if this was clear in the trailer, but like in the game, I guess if you don't get in the Titan shield, you die because the ship is like shooting missiles down on you. And there's like other people around, other players. It's like, oh, this is kind of neat. What else? Oh, I played the Crucible a bit. They have Control as part of the beta. It is just the Crucible. It's 4-on-4, but it doesn't feel like there's that like a ton of people are missing. And I think it's because the map is a lot smaller.
So people are always basically around. It's just like
it feels like normal, like Destiny 1 Crucible, even though it's 4-on-4 and there's like that's 4 people missing, but it doesn't feel like they're missing. It still feels like, oh yeah, there's just action going on around me, and every time you turn, you gotta be careful. And there's like, so yeah. I didn't know that there were other weapons at first. I was like, oh, I can only use an auto rifle. Why don't I use auto rifles? And then I went through and I was like, oh wait, I do have other weapons. And I got out scout rifle, and I uploaded this. Like the difference between my first game and my second game was like massive. I killed like no one with my auto rifle, and then with the scout rifle, they're just like shots. I'm like, I don't know how I hit that guy, but I did. So yay! I don't know. Not too much else about the Destiny beta. There's a strike you can play. I think it's the one that they had at E3 too.
I love strikes. I don't love strikes.
I don't love strikes either.
I mean, I think I'm gonna play Destiny 2, but it's mostly to hang out with the raid and play in the raid, which is fun. We've done that a lot.
That doesn't sound like it's worth it. So I will have to wait on that then. Maybe Destiny 3 would be better?
Maybe. It's hard to tell about Destiny 2 right now, actually. Just this small taste is like, well, it seems like Destiny, which is sort of what I thought it was going to be. So it's not like I'm disappointed. It's like, this just seems like what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. And then, of course, this is Draft Dodge week, or new character release week in Destiny. They released Paragon. Weird that I said Destiny.
You
hear
like
it
Destiny
so much on the podcast that broke my brain. Yeah, Paragon. This is new release week. They released a ranged tank character, is how they described her, or is how I heard her described.
I think people have been describing her, but they just said she's like a off-laner with sustain.
She's weird. Yeah, I guess then that makes more sense, because the tank description is like, I mean, I guess if the role of the tank is to take and like do crowd control stuff that disrupts the other team, they're like, yeah, I guess she does have all those things, but it's really weird to be a tank that on the surface doesn't seem like can take a lot of damage. It's like a weird mechanic to take a lot of damage. You're supposed to sort of trade health or mana for health, and that's how you sustain your health, by like continuously trading between, or just in one direction between the resources. And it like kind of works, but also feels like it kind of doesn't work.
I think your deck is just not good, is what it is. Because you have a habit of making odd decks, and then you don't really focus.
Yeah, maybe the default deck is not good. That makes sense.
Because you never focus your decks when you do them. You just kind of just
What are you talking about? My decks are extremely focused.
They are not. Well, I mean, there's a couple of them that are just like focused on weird stuff. But I mean, like,
yeah, they're like they're focused on weird stuff. But that's focus,
I guess.
Like my tank is just all armor, no damage.
Yeah, but that's different. It's supposed to be, but like the ones where you have from like your DPS tanks, which is like not really tanks because it's like, well, the whole focus is
that's focus.
Like, but it's not proper tanking.
If they're dead, they're not killing my teammates, are they?
Well, yes, but that's different. But that's more like support, though, than tanking. Because tanking requires you take the damage in their place.
Yeah, I guess so. But, yeah, so far I've played 2 games, or 3 games as her. She has, I guess, yeah, what I was talking about before, where you trade mana for health. I just made this deck that is basically all mana, and then another card that turns that mana into power. So depending on how much mana I have, I am more powerful.
Wait, Hydroverser?
Yeah.
That doesn't work because you keep using all your mana to attack with it. So it's like you'd be trading all your power.
Your mana regenerates really quickly.
Yeah, after the fact, but by then you'd already be like screwed. Like you are right now, see?
No, you have to turn it on.
Well, you're just lucky that I can basically make you invincible right now, because otherwise you'd be in trouble. Would you come kill her, please?
Can't. There's a tank. Yeah, I don't know about this character yet. I think she's kind of, well, I think my deck is fun. Like, that's what I want to play around with. But then, yeah, it seems like the last 2 characters have not been super popular among people. Because they're not easy. Like, this character...
Anything that requires work, people seem to abandon very quickly. Because Wraith got just, like, nobody uses him anymore. Somebody actually told me to choose a different hero, and I chose him during one game. I was like, what? Why would I do that?
It's so good.
I'm great with Wraith. But, yeah, I think it's... Once people don't know... If it's, like, somebody that's difficult to use, they're just like, I can't just put on power cards and everything, just point at it and it dies. I don't like this.
And then they assume that everyone who chooses them doesn't know how to use them either.
Basically, yes.
So it's like, oh, you chose that character? No, we're gonna lose.
Don't worry, Morgish can actually kill you. I can out-heal her poison.
Yeah, so that's how that is going.
Paragon! I've been playing Paragon as well. Although I haven't played as the new character yet. Because Tropical stole her.
Oh, hilarious. Yeah. Well, that's all I've been playing.
RPG.
So I've been playing Paragon as well, obviously, because we just talked about it. And, yeah, Paragon stuff, things happen in life. I also played some more of Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age. Um, I've gotten through a couple of dungeons now, so we can like semi have a party going. I see that they kind of like changed up the license board system, so now it's not like it was previously where it's like you basically everyone has the same license board, but they just start in different places, so you kind of just end up having everybody have all of the things, so it's pointless. But now it's like a class-based system where they have license boards for the different classes, and then they're like more focused. So it's similar to like the sphere grid kind of more than it was previously, which is a better way to do it as opposed to just having everybody be all of the things, because then it's just like, well, what's the point? You can't really I mean, you could, but it's like it's not really. There wasn't like any real customization strategies going on and stuff, but they changed that, so that's good. But you still have to buy like the techniques and stuff, which is annoying. So I'm not like fond of that. But I guess it's to keep people from like power leveling too early or something. Because if you just go around killing everything and getting a bunch of license points and then just buying everything, then it's like, haha, I have this super character at the beginning of the game.
No,
So I think that's exactly what Dagger did. But she is a bit further along in the game now though, because she played like a bunch of hours though, so she didn't just like do it all from the beginning. But yeah, but they kind of semi prevent you from doing it because you can only buy certain stuff from certain stores, so she would still have to have gone like
Ew.
further on to get in, because like yeah, she could have unlocked everything, but once again, since you have to buy all the techniques, magic and all that and equipment and stuff to actually use the stuff that you the thingy, what am I saying, words, things, to buy all the stuff to actually use, then it you can't just like, even if you have everything unlocked, you don't necessarily get to use it or do it. So because like I have stuff unlocked right now because I chose some classes for some of the characters now because I couldn't really decide on what I was going to do with them, and then I accidentally locked one of them into a white mage class without realizing it before it was too late, and I was just like, yeah, I don't like him anyway, so it's fine. I'll probably rarely ever have to deal with it. But I think you could choose 2 different classes per character anyway, so I'll just make his second class a more useful one. And but yeah, since I already have like certain stuff unlocked, but the shops that I'm at right now don't sell any of the techniques or anything, so it's not like I can actually use the stuff I unlocked. So they're kind of just sitting on stuff that doesn't exist yet. And they're just like, hey, I can't use this ability that I would like to use. I'm like, shut up. How about you just shut up? So that's happening. But it's still Final Fantasy 12, so I don't know. I'm still not liking the game. I don't know. I don't understand. I feel like something might just be wrong with me because like everybody else is like, oh my gosh, Final Fantasy 12, but I'm just like, yeah, Final Fantasy 12, not a great game at all. But at least like I said, at least they fixed the whole licensing board thing for now anyway. I mean, maybe once I get further along, I might like when I start like really diving into it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I see what everyone's talking about. But for now, I still like, since I've already like the previous one I played like so many hours into, and then I was just like, yeah, I still don't like this even after giving it a chance. So I'm like, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Let's just hope that I end up liking it. Maybe. But I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I tend to like the Final Fantasies that everyone hates, and then not like all the ones that everyone loves. So maybe that's just what it is. There's just some kind of weird reverse thing going on with me, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
Contrarian.
Not intentionally. I tried to like 12. Like I really did. But I don't know. The battle system also still seems like kind of slow, or it seems weird because it's like, because the thing is like it's like it's not fully turn-based, but at the same time, it's not fully like action RPG-ish. So I think it kind of like makes the battle system feel off a little bit. Because like I've played turn-based game, like I mean obviously because Persona 5 came out earlier this year, and it's like, oh, I love this, but it still seems like, I don't know, it seems still like more fast-paced kind of, but still strategic and stuff. But then I've played action RPGs and they still feel like action RPGs, so they're more actiony, but like this one, it just feels, I don't know, because it's like somewhere in the middle, it just feels weird. Like everything's kind of slow, but it's not like super slow, so it's just odd. I don't know. So I like turned the battle speed up to like fast in the options system, but it still feels not fast. So part of me kind of wishes it was just like normal turn-based, like the normal ATB style of Final Fantasies, or just like straight up action RPG, like what 7 is going to turn into once it eventually gets released 6 years from now. So I'm just like, cool. I'm just wondering how, like maybe that's part of it too, because it just feels so weird to me. Like, if that makes sense. I don't know, because I don't know if you guys play 12 or not, but it feels weird.
Yeah, like it most reminded me of like Final Fantasy 11 back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't played Final Fantasy 11 recently. The most recent one I've played is Final Fantasy 14, and that one feels more like actiony than you would think an MMO combat system would feel like.
Yeah. I think because the skills charge faster on it too.
Well, I think before there was something like 12. You couldn't really cast spells that quickly because of technological constraints of the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
But that has been removed in the new version.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Because, like, I like turn-based games, obviously. I mean, that's not an issue. It's just, like, I think because it's, like, somewhere in the middle, it just feels off. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do. So, I guess... But I'll keep playing, I guess, until something gives, I guess. I don't know. I gave it the old college try, guys. I gave it a third chance. So, I mean, at this point, if I still don't like it, then I just don't like it. I don't know what to say.
If you don't love me by now.
Basically, yes. 'Cause
wow.
Like, I've tried. Like, I played it the first time and I didn't like it, so I tried to give it a second chance, and then I didn't really like it the second time, so I stopped playing it. So now I'm giving it a third chance with Zodiac Age, and I'm like, okay, at this point, if I don't like it, then I don't know. I don't know what to do, because, like, what do you do once you've given a game 3 chances and you don't like it? Like, obviously, it's something wrong with the game, not you, so... So I don't know. I don't know, but like I said, I'm gonna work my way through it, and hopefully something changes. If not, then well, there's always Final Fantasy VII to redeem itself. So,
wow, that is gonna be interesting. That's gonna be an interesting podcast.
It is going to be an interesting podcast. It is. Because it's like, man, after all these years, man. After all these years. Although, I feel like 7's probably going to suffer from the same thing that with 12 in terms of me. I mean, I'm probably going to end up liking the battle system simply because it looks cooler by the concept that they're going with so far. But character-wise might be the main issue, I think. Because it's like, there's only like a couple of characters I actually liked from 7, which I think part of the reason why I didn't like 7 so much. And then also it had Sephiroth, so, you know, that jerk face. But we'll see. We will see how that goes. Like I said, it looks cool so far from what they've shown, so who knows? Maybe maybe there'll be some redemption, at least for that one. But yeah, 12 so far. I'm kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, I yeah, I loved Persona 5 is my response to that. So that's all that matters.
Ray.
But I think is that all I've been playing? Yeah, 'cause I bought Children of the Zodiac Killer, but I haven't.
The title just keeps changing. Now
Well,
Children of the Zodiac Killer.
they should have made it easier. It's not my fault. Actually, that would be cool if they did just make a game that was like about a roaming band of murderers. How's that not? Because I mean, I feel like that would be an interesting take on like a very nice story-driven RPG about a band of roaming murderers, and it's just like, but then you start to like become sympathetic for them because like they're not really like bad guys, but they're like obviously not good guys because they're murderers. But it's like, well, then again, Tales of Berseria was kind of like that, but it's like more indirect murder because she wasn't like going out and killing people. They just kind of died through her inaction or by her accidentally releasing demons in their towns. But I mean,
perfect.
But I mean, like, that's not the same. I meant like straight up murderers. Like they go into towns and they're just like, yeah, we're going to take your children and your wives and we're going to murder the rest of you. And then, yeah, just like, well, this game just got dark. But then you turn out that they have a reason for their murder because something happened in their childhood, and then something else happened, and then there's like these other things happening and other things, and then it turned out they're not really the bad guys, but they are because, you know, killing people for no reason and all this other stuff, and I don't know, stuff. Somebody make this game happen. Just somebody make it happen. That's all I want. I need some... Oh, then again, isn't that what that vampire game is? Kind of.
Vampire?
Except you're not like a roaming band of murderers. You're just like the one murderer.
A vampire?
You're a vampire who murders people. Because their blood is delicious. Which, by the way, kids, don't drink blood. It does not taste delicious. It is very irony. I mean, I guess if you like the taste of iron, then maybe you would like it. But, I mean, that'd just be weird. It's like, who likes that? But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. I think. Possibly. I think so.
Alrighty. Did we lose Tekken?
I don't think so.
I'm here. I'm just dozing off. I'm sorry. What are you guys? I heard RPG going. It's like
those days.
Wait. Okay. Is RPG done with what he's been playing?
Yes.
I only played the 2 games, so
Okay.
I think.
So we're on the middle segment of the collapse, blah blah blah, darkest timeline, blah blah blah.
Yes. Well, not Darkest Timeline stuff. Although we are still in the Darkest Timeline, so sorry to say.
Darkest timeline. It's a sitcom. Only not.
No,
fun.
like I don't remember how long ago it was, and I don't remember exactly what it was about. But at the time, I remember feeling somewhat convinced that there was possibly another video game crash coming, and we talked about it earlier, and I think we came to the conclusion that we were talking about the multiple incoming SKUs for the same, like the mid-gen refreshes, which would mean, and at the time we thought it would be like cell phones, like every year there would be a new PlayStation or a new Xbox, and they would be like slightly better probably. And then, yeah, it was basically like, well, now we're never gonna, like, today you can say, well, I'm gonna buy this console, because I know that eventually it will have like these games that I want to play. And in the world where consoles are sold like cell phones or smartphones, you wouldn't do that anymore. You would just wait. You would wait until the very last moment, like, okay, the game that I want is coming out next week. What is the best version of the console out now? And you would do that instead of buying one at the launch. Does that sound right? Is that what we talked about? Did we say that before?
Think so.
I wouldn't be able to tell you without going back and listening to it. I mean, there's like more than one reason, but that's one of them. I think also like the Wii U was just such a flop, man. It was like, dude, it's over. Game over, Nintendo. And then the Switch came out, and it was like, oh, they still got it. Oh.
It was funny because
never count Nintendo out. Oh, when will we learn?
we were never. I don't think we were ever in the boat where it was like consoles are over, like so many publications were before PS4 and Xbox One came out and were super popular.
I think it was also the whole Project Scorpio thing of like announcing 2 consoles at one E3 is like, what are you doing?
Maybe.
Yeah, that was just weird. Because like you're gonna try to sell me this one thing, but then tell me there's something better coming out after. Like, why would I buy this one thing you just told me about?
Why would I, within the next 12 months or 16 months or however many months until Project Scorpio, even bother with Xbox One if I know there's going to be an even better version?
Well, yeah, today I thought it would be fun to revisit the crash. That I don't feel like it's gonna happen anymore. Do you feel like it's gonna happen?
I don't know, dude. I think on the software side, things are kind of slowing down. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen. It's like it's looking less like it's gonna happen, but I think there are still issues within the industry.
But are they like what kind of issues? Are they issues that would lead to a crash? You think?
No, just there's just stuff about like too many games that are Destiny-like, so it's like, and like the whole games as service thing isn't ironed out, and season passes are just ruining game. Well, they're not ruining games, but like the whole concept of like part of a game that is like not in the game, that is like you don't know what it is, and it's going to be worked on, and like the budget is going to the game. It's just okay. It's just there's just like small things that like irk me lately. It's just like the whole like tiered releases. You know, like, oh, there's a gold version. Oh, there's a deluxe edition. Oh, there's a limited edition. It's like, dude, I paid $60. I just want the game. I just want everything in the game. But I don't get everything in the game because I'm not getting the limited edition, or the gold edition, or the ultimate edition, or the whatever edition, and then there's season pass on top of that. So it's like all that stuff that's in those versions and season pass that's like extra stuff after the game comes out, which you don't even know you're gonna get, especially if the game flops like Mass Effect and Andromeda, and then it's like, oh well, maybe we just won't have as much stuff in it. Or like that one time Assassin's Creed was like, oh well, we were gonna have a season pass, but then it wasn't that great, all the content, so here it is discounted or free, and whatever. And it's just like, you know, it's just all these things are just like, you know, built and built and built, and now it's like, you know what, I don't even bother with games like that. It's like games like that, it's like, guess what, I'm not gonna do anymore, and I'm just gonna wait until you get your Injustice 2 Ultimate Edition, Game of the Year Edition with all the crap in it, and I'm not gonna like buy some whatever edition that doesn't have all the stuff in the characters. So F you, Injustice 2, because I'm not buying you until your Game of the Year Edition's out with all the stuff in it. And every other game with the season pass that does the same thing. And every Ubisoft game they all do the same thing too. Like Gold Edition, Deluxe Edition, Limited Edition, season pass. And then, like, you know, last year there's like all the stories of like, oh, software sales are down, game sales are down. Like, why are they down? It's like, well, because you're doing this stuff. It's like you're effing yourself not on the hardware side, but now you're effing yourselves on the software side. And then I just feel like I don't remember what happened when World of Warcraft came out, and like there's like just like millions of people playing it, and then, like, you know, not a lot of people, or just seemed like, you know, not a lot of people playing everything else. But I feel like that is also imminent as far as like the timeshare, or like the time whatever, as far as like, you know, I'm gonna play this one game all the time because I know every week or every month or every whatever, there's going to be something new to do, and I could just play this one game, and like all the other games, F them. So I'm good for a year, and just like play it, and they just continually update it. Oh, here's an expansion for like $30 or something. But hey, it's like it's like I'd rather buy the expansion at like $30 or whatever instead of like spending $60 on another game that's going to give me not all the content upfront because of season pass and all the stuff I just talked about. So whatever.
So
some people are just so over it, like I am.
What is the breaking point? 'Cause a lot of that stuff, like, it's annoying, but it seems like people are still okay with it. I just basically don't buy a lot of season passes, and I'm just like, I've yet to run across a game where it felt like without the season pass, the game was not complete.
I think Battlefront did that. Like I think the problem is like games like I'm sure Battlefront 2 like DLC is free, but it's like they kind of like go over the line, and then it's like you like cannot forgive them for their whatever that they've done to you. So it's like what after you've wronged me, I'm never gonna forgive you again. So it's like now I have like a whole list. It's like Battlefront dead, Call of Duty dead, Assassin's Creed dead. Watchdog dead. Like all these franchises and like AAA games that like come out either every year or 24 months, and it's like it's like the B game to like whatever A game for like whatever publisher or whatever. And it's like what? No, I'm not gonna do it anymore. You can all go F yourselves, and I'll just play a Telltale game. And then if there's no Telltale game that year, then it's like, at least with Telltale, I'm like I'm like good for like however many months for like episodes, and like sure they don't come out every month, but it's like
they do not.
That amount
Also,
I'll be good.
But also though, their season pass actually is like a season pass for like because theirs are episodic, so it's like a season of episodes. It's not the same. It's like what unknown grab bag am I going to be getting in this thing?
The modern season pass.
I think what happened is like people are slowly catching on to that, and then it's like that's what happened to Titanfall 2, dude. It's like
oh
it's
yeah,
like, it was so great, but nobody played it, and everyone's like, man, Titanfall 2 is really amazing, but then nobody bought it
because I'm about to say a lot of people did say good things about that game, and then it's like
you're just like whatever, man. It wasn't all that, and I don't really have any interest in it. They're like, oh, but guys, it's so good. But it's like, dude, nope, you already shot yourself in the foot, buddy. So go for yourself and suck it. So yeah, a lot more of that's gonna be happening, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know like how it's gonna like build into like a whole industry-wide collapse situation, since they're not like on the hardware side, but on the software side, I see a lot of cracks in the
armor. Chinks in the armor.
I was gonna say
cracks in the glass.
A lot of
pebbles in the lake.
Whatever those. A lot of cracks in the tectonic plate that holds the world together, and there's just like going to be a bunch of earthquakes all the time in the industry.
Oh,
there we go.
That's an odd
a fault line
metaphor
of like tons of earthquakes and stuff. But that. But yeah, as far as like on the hardware though, like Switch is a home run because I mean it's only been 1 year, but it's like I kind of. Because of the whole shortage thing, it's one of those situations of like, well, you better get one while you get one. You better get one. Can you find one? Is there one in stock? So it's like because of Nintendo's masterly crafted.
That's weird though, because it's like I haven't run into those shortages with the Switch. Oddly enough, like I said, like before, like everywhere I've gone, it's like they've been in stock. Like if I wanted one, I could just buy one if I want to. But it's like
I haven't even like bothered to look to like see if we have them. Because I'm just like. Because I think that is like this the reality, but I like haven't even bothered like looking online or in store, so it's like I don't even care because I think right now it's like I don't want one, but like I'm hoping when I do want one that they will be like available, but we'll see.
It's like when you actually do want to buy one, then you're not going to be able to find them anywhere.
And then the PS4 just like trucking along like 60 million towards 100 million, so it's like they're in a good spot, and then Microsoft's like doing whatever they're doing, but it's like reverse Nintendo land over there, because it's like
reverse Nintendo land.
We want people to want these, but they don't want this, and there's nothing we can really do, and we're just over here.
Do you blame them though? It's like every time it seems like they might have something, they either cancel it or it ends up being something that's not what it's supposed to be after all this showboating and everything about how amazing it's going to be, and it's like, but was it? So
I have
just
no remorse or no
sympathy is the word
for
you're
those.
looking
Yeah,
for.
no sympathy for those people over there because they sank their own battleship in this round.
Well, that's not how you play Battleship at all. They're not very, they're not very smart.
And they've not been able to
B1. No. On my side.
It's like, wait, what?
Well, I don't know. Is it a hit?
Yeah, they've just been like, hey, let me tell you where my ships are at.
Yeah.
Put them all down and like passing the person across the table and like, here you go, have fun. And then just like they've been taking hits the entire time ever since the whole TV sports thing. They just can't recover.
I love TV and sports.
And there's like
said all of the people who ever lived.
They're releasing a $500 console that is not going to be able to give people stuff because everybody has a 4K.
But it's the most powerful console ever, though.
Have fun with that, or I mean that's a whole and then the can of worms is like why I don't like this generation is like the whole like 60 frames 1080p thing. And it's like, dude, we can't even get 60 frames 1080p. Why are we trying for 4K? Like, seriously, guys. Seriously, like, whose idea was this? Whose idea was this? And it's like 50% roll 50%. Remember that one? Yeah. And it worked because we got the thingy, and it was like 1 out of 5. I mean, it wasn't 50%, but it's like good enough to where it's like, hey, 1 out of 5, PS4 Pros. Ho, go us. 20. We thought it'd be 50%, but we just need 20%. We're winners. It worked. I mean, it didn't, but now we know the percentage. Aren't we winners? Whatever. I don't know where I'm going with this. This is just like a whole like diatribe.
I was like, oh, what?
For now, it seems like the crash is like farther away, but
Further off.
I still see a lot of darkness in the darkest timeline gaming industry situation that we are in.
Huh.
Darkest timeline. The TV series.
I mean, that's another thing. Like, if I think about it, it's like I thought like this year was supposed to be like the year of reality, or like the year of reality versus like last year's year of dreams. But then it seems like very front loaded, and like it seems like towards the middle of the year, not a lot coming out, and then towards the end, like October's like bloated. That's a whole other. That's another thing. It's like they didn't really solve the whole. Hey guys, there's 4 quarters in the year. Maybe we could just like alleviate that and like put stuff out in like a balanced release and not just like
at least it's not November
and let people just fight for scraps. Nope, not happening. Good job, game industry.
At least it's not November.
When we talk about the crash,
do
you think that it's possible that at any point in the future, like games will not be part of society?
No.
Like
video
games?
No.
I don't want to live in that world.
So, like, when we say crash, like, what are we? We're not talking about that.
That games becomes like a backdoor society where we have to like play in secret and go to like speakeasies and give like secret passwords and.
Wait, that's what you That's what you mean when we say the crash?
Kind of like during Prohibition times where it was like illegal. It's kind of like that. It's gonna be like Blade Runner except for video games, and it's like, hey, you're not allowed to be doing this. Why are you doing this? And it's like, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. This is just my cell phone. I'm playing the alarm. My eyes start suspiciously.
My idea of the crash is the pre 1985 Nintendo Entertainment System situation of like just so much decline in the industry. Everybody loses money. Everybody goes bankrupt. Everybody's out. Everybody's a loser. I mean, not everybody, but it's like such a high percentage of like, well, that was the thing, wasn't it? It's not anymore. Ha ha ha. Let's go on to the next thing. And then I mean, I would see it like not being as bad. I would see like just from like the console side. I think PC would be fine just because of the tools that are there. in the marketplaces in Steam, and like they'll save us on that end. But if you're like when like walk into a store and be like, I want to buy your Nintendo Station cast box 70,000, and it's like, wait, we don't sell those anymore, dude, because they didn't make any money, and we stopped selling them, we stopped making them, and yeah, it's just a failed business model. And but you have your phone, right? Because all that crap on the digital cloud that's full of garbage and such a landfill. But hey, it's $1 or it's free, so have fun with that, buddy.
So, but games will always be around.
Yeah, I think they'll always be around.
Well,
just because like even though like the apocalyptic landscape that is mobile games, it's like, they're not gonna stop making them as long as they're making money. And then like on the PC side, it's like there's the whole digital distribution thing of just you put it out there and people buy it, or it's like there's these storefronts that are there that they don't have physical entities or whatever, so it's like, yeah, it's whatever, they just exist on servers and you just go there, get the thingy, play the thingy, and it's fun. Yeah,
I don't know, I feel like soon we'll be like speaking around the campfires in our Fallout gear, trying to figure out like where we went wrong. I'm like, remember when video games used to be a thing?
Well, that
would be like
could happen.
They were like,
but it wouldn't be because games did something.
Or because they relied on technology which would not be able to work without the use of electricity, which would not be able to be used in a Darkest Timeline, where that was not able to be harnessed because of the collapse of infrastructure and other reasons, because of existential geopolitical crises that led to them not
the
being
apocalypse
able to be used, like some sort of giant environmental disaster around the planet that we just couldn't stop because whatever, dude. Let's not worry about that treaty. Woo!
It's like we could have avoided all of this, but it all started when he was elected. Then flashback.
And it's like, man, remember when we had electricity? Remember when we used to play video games? Wasn't that such a great time? Now we can just tell stories about the shepherd.
Although it could end up being like a whole 1984 situation where it's like it really does stuff like that does get like outlawed even with like TV shows and stuff, because
I would like to be in like the underground army or whatever, or
because they're like, these guys are saying bad things about the Fuhrer. We can't possibly let them stay alive. And then
we really would have to form Avalanche and blow up a Maker reactor and be like, we're not going to take it anymore. We're taking back the planet. Yeah. I'm going to put a gun on my arm. Doing it.
Oh, that does not sound fun at all. But I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do. I'm going to turn into a lion cat dog. I mean, since we're doing this, might as well do it right. Then I can have an identity crisis and wonder what's wrong with me, and then it's just like, well, I mean, what'd you expect to have it? I mean, you're a giant cat lion dog thing. Of course you have an identity crisis. Of course you do.
It's like, yeah, guys, we have like all this technology, but like we detected this meteor / asteroid / whatever. It's gonna hit the planet. We haven't really developed our technology enough to like stop this from happening. So yeah, have fun. 7 days, maybe 7 months. Who knows? Just know we can't stop it.
I know. I was just watching like the ring
before the meteor.
And then we'll just keep seeing like the little flashbacks, like 6 days until and counting. Then there'll be a countdown timer. Then we'll all be like, remember when this wasn't a thing? Yeah, it all happened.
I missed the days. Holy white materia, but they're like, it's in Antarctica. But we're like, wait, there's no more in Antarctica. It all melted. No, that's why we live in land masses that are not by the coastline. No.
And then we're gonna have to find somebody who has the ability to harness said materia, but then said person's gonna get murdered by somebody horribly, and it's gonna be like, oh no, you were the last of the whoever's could do this thing, and then we're gonna be like, curses, and then yeah. That's gonna be fun times. It's gonna be fun times. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh wait, no, I got it. Okay, so yeah, the part about like the technology thing. It's like, well, dudes, we could totally, we could have like made some sort of like planetary apparatus to like defend against asteroids and other like existential space threats. But we put it all into coal mines. Who knew? I mean, come on.
Coal mines. LOLs.
It was such a guarantee. We thought, it's a great producer of energy, right?
Yeah.
Not tapped out. No.
It's funny because it's true.
Unless we just like mine. Well, no. If you mine yourself into the ground, that's not going to help you in a asteroid collision scenario.
It is not, because eventually everything's just going to die out.
You're still going to get vaporized.
And provided you even survive, I mean,
yeah,
the fallout from it all is going to eventually cause life on Earth to cease to exist because nothing can be sustained. And you'll just die a slow, horrible, agonizing death. So, yeah. Wake up, America. Wake the hell up.
Hey.
Darkest timeline.
Basically.
We're living in a time where we can't escape. Something, yeah.
So this is like one of my news items, but sort of related to this. Ubisoft, like, they announced that they did much better than they thought they would in the first quarter of the year, even though they hadn't released any games. They basically had like way more digital sales than they thought they would.
Oh yeah, okay. This is one of the
From what though?
See, I was thinking about this today when they had the sale on PSN where it's like all digital stuff, and then like they've had those weeks of like flash sales or just like really good deals on PSN. Like I'm not sure about Ubisoft and like all the other publishers, but I think Sony has like figured out like how to like during the calendar year like when to have like their peaks and valleys as far as like when they're going to like drop prices or put stuff on sale and like have like a balance of like that and like new releases to like have a good like sustaining like quarterly or just like yearly
like money all the time
like revenue stream to like always be like, because like that's what their thing was like when they're like reporting all their like quarterly like crap and whatever. It was like how their digitals are just like through the roof, or not through the roof, but just like really strong. So I think like they are very much looking in like the metrics of like where their sales are at and like how to like get those optimized to like have peak or just like in the black all the time pretty much, or just in the green all the time, making money. So maybe that is like gonna be a thing that like negates the darkest timeline, or not, I'm sorry, negates the crash because of we're surrounding the darkest.
Oh my gosh, there's something that can.
I'm just about to say darkest timeline. It's like I don't even think that's a thing. It's like that's already happened. This is life.
Oh man, time machine, where are you? But yeah, that's gonna like maybe negate the crash because publishers can like see that. I think that's like I think this also factors into like the whole like retail side as far as like GameStop and like Best Buy and everybody, and like how digital is the future, but it's like just a process of like how do you hedge your bets to less anchor yourself with that weight on the retail side to like bring you down quarterly, yearly, whatever. It's like you're always making money on the digital side and not having to like worry about, oh well, we took a loss because blah blah blah, whatever reasons, blah blah blah. So yeah, and we all know Steam's always on top with their summer sale, winter sale, blah 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 sale. So it's like, as long as you're just like cutting the price, people buy it. So it's just, if you do it, they will, or if you build it, they will come. So maybe it's true. Maybe it's just true. They're like, let's just do what Steam's doing, and they're doing it. And like we have all these awesome flash sales and just awesome digital sales lately. So maybe they know finally. They like, we got this worked out. We did it. We cracked the code, and we're coming for you, Gabe, in Steam. But we're not gonna catch you. But that's not gonna stop us from trying. So yeah, whatever.
Maybe. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Apparently, they have the top 2 best-selling games of the year so far. Wildlands was number 1,
Ugh.
and For Honor was number 2.
Ugh.
All right, For Honor did happen.
That is.
Yeah, For Honor did
disgusting.
happen.
So I remember not buying it because it was going to come out at the same time as Persona 5, which ended up getting pretty delayed, so I could have actually bought it. But then I was like,
At
yeah.
least For Honor to new IP, but that is what Ubisoft does. Is like they always have new IPs. That's like the one thing of like what makes them the best mega publisher. So good to them. Good for them.
Yeah. They're also...
I did forget how much people did like jump into Wildlands 2, and it is a very Destiny-like game. So you know, have fun with that while it lasts. Wildlands, because Destiny 2 is about to come out and wreck your stuff. So.
And also, the Division says hi.
Yeah, that too.
Yes.
also a Ubisoft game.
Yep.
Exactly. Remember that time we used to be excited for that game?
Yeah, I played the beta. And I was like, no thanks.
Like I played Destiny. I should not be playing this.
Yeah, it's like I'm seeing a lot of things here. They're very familiar. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Yeah, this is
Basically.
very familiar. No thanks.
It's like something doesn't seem quite right here. But I can't put my hunter on it. I mean, my what?
Yeah. Delay of game for the crash.
I don't know, man. I just feel like the crash might not be the crash you were thinking was going to happen. Because I still think it really might just end up being like one of those whole 1984 scenarios where it's like something, like somebody made this game that was so amazing, but it was too political at the time. And then it caused all games to get outlawed.
I don't think it's gonna happen, dude. Because
And then it's just like, this guy, he's basically creating bad news, but in his game, and everybody was like, oh, did you see all the subtle things and this and this and this? And then it's gonna get like outlawed, and everybody's gonna want to play it, and then it's just gonna be this whole scenario where it's like, oh my gosh.
I didn't see how that could happen. I didn't see how that
Well, they couldn't see it either, and then Big Brother said, hello, how you doing? And then yeah, it happened in the book.
I just don't see the scenario where it's like some game comes out and then people are just playing it and it's like, oh, this is so controversial, and then it's like, oh, we have to outlaw this. Because like, even games like the way they are now, you can just like make a patch or update and it's like, oh, we fixed it. Like hot coffee, it's like, oh, well, we'll just undo that and then re-release it.
Hot coffee. Wait, I don't drink coffee. Coffee's gross. That wasn't about coffee, was it?
It's not.
Ah. I mean, I still think it's going to happen. I mean, stranger things have happened, like the show, not actual Stranger Things.
I think like that's one of the byproducts of like all the consolidation when like we lost all the mid-tier publishers, was like, you know, there's no Acclaim, there's no Midway, there's no THQ, like you only have like the mega publishers now, and that's like kind of like one of the byproducts is like just, you know, these games
That's
that
true.
do
They've all
that
been
stupid
snatched up.
release BS on top of like season passes. I mean, it's kind of like there's two levels because you have like the AAA super AAA like high production value crap, but then you also have like the indie mid-tier digital stuff. But then it's like I don't know.
Why can't indie be AAA?
Because if you're spending a lot of money on your game, then you're not indie. Because that's by definition not an indie.
Maybe they just had a lot of passion for their project and they poured everything they had into it.
Because it's like if smaller teams and smaller budgets is kind of what defines an indie game.
Is it though? Because like Insomniac was an indie publisher and their games were not like small.
Because they're not owned by publishers, like what makes them independent. I mean, technically yes, they're independent. I'm just saying, like, if you look at like most other independent developers, they're not putting out the same type of product that Insomniac is.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. That's what I'm saying.
But it's not easy. Like, you can't not have a hit, pretty much, or you're effed. Because there's probably like a bunch of scenarios there where that's the thing. I mean, Ninja Theory's, I think, independent. And they have not IM Setsuna, but that Viking.
Senua.
That one, Senua, close enough. not I am Senua, but Senua. That looks pretty AAA, but it's like half of a AAA, and it's like half as big. So they're like, well, we don't want to risk it, and then like be.
Wait, what is it called?
Senua's
Awakening?
something.
No. It's one about the crazy Viking lady.
Yeah.
Something about a crazy Viking lady. This sounds like something I would like.
I think it's like Senua the Last Blade or something. I don't know. But yes, they're.
Oh yeah, there's Blade something.
Hellblade?
Hellblade. Senua's something.
Oh, it's the subtitle of Hellblade.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause even like
Something.
Lawbreakers is like that, where it's like, you know, half. It's not $60, but you know, it's a game, and you can play it, and they put a bunch of stuff in it and stuff. So yeah.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Well, so we got 2 delayed game crash that might be coming, maybe. At this point, I don't feel like there's any reason why there would be a crash.
You say that, Tropical. You say that.
You never
Yep.
know until it's too late.
I do
Until
say
it's
that.
too late.
I see.
He
It's
does.
like this other thing is like if you look at the existential geopolitical crisis world that we live in, Darkest Timeline, there could just be like, bam, out of nowhere, financial crisis.
Well, yeah.
And then
Like random stupid stuff could happen, but as a matter of like trajectory and like if you can plan for things, like I don't think this is a thing that we're headed towards anymore.
Well, at least somebody's optimistic.
Yep.
But you have to be in the darkest timeline.
It's like you could see it as sort of they're making the road, and if the road is headed towards, you know, a brick wall, then, you know, that's one thing. So like you just think there's more road before the brick wall, and I'm saying that there is no brick wall. But, you know, that doesn't negate the possibility that the driver could suddenly swerve right and, like, fly off the side of the road for no reason whatsoever.
And then
Or
hit
s-
a
or
road
probably
brick wall?
a stupid reason. Yeah, and hit a brick wall.
Because, I mean, brick walls don't really, like, jump in front of you like deers. They don't
Yeah.
really move. They don't really move at all.
Actually, now that I think about it, I mean that I'm still saying it could happen. I'm not saying it's like as likely as it was before, because like thinking about it with like the whole mobile thing, that too, it's like, you know, the conversion rate, air quotes, of like people that are like, oh, I'm just gonna play this Candy Crush game, and then like maybe they're like gateway drugging into console gaming from that or something. It's like, you know, it's just having like this constant stream of new users or something. So it's just like constantly keeping a supply stream of users flowing into the industry to like play on console and not just let it stagnate and be like, you know, where it was, where we're like, man, there's not any new people coming into the hobby, and this is going to just stagnate and die away or something. So, and there is like there's like a new, or I mean, not across the board, but it does seem like, you know, there's
Like
always
Tropical
new
later,
interesting
you're
thing
calling
coming
it.
out for people to try, and like, oh, what's this VR thing? Oh, what's this Switch thing? Oh, what's this? Blah blah blah. So as long as like, the innovation's there, like the new fun stuff is there, and the experiences are there, you know, want some way to hook them and get them in. Why would it ever come to an end? Because it's not like every game has like a crappy, you know, DLC season pass situation. Just saying. Horizon, Nier, just saying. Played Annapolis. I like those games. Oh, Graduates 2 didn't have that either. So
Oh,
you know, there's still hope for the non-evil publisher corrupted games, or whatever, or make me my money because I'm a publisher and I want my return on my investment money game.
See, even in the case of like season passes, I feel like they're learning. You know, there's less games now that feel like they can just follow exactly what Call of Duty did, which was season pass, these maps are only if you pay more, and like not every game can. They're noticing now. Like Battlefront is one of those. Like not every game can sustain this. Like not everyone has the player base that you can make it smaller and smaller and smaller and still keep it like a fun time for the people who pay.
I don't know, dude.
Ironically, the people who pay more money, like they are maybe getting a worse experience because there's just like fewer and fewer people who have the new maps.
It just seems like they are still doing it. Like even like the Battlefield 1 thing, it's like, we have maps at nighttime now. Ooh, it's like yeah, way revolutionary feature in 2017, dudes. Or the I mean, Mass Effect didn't charge for it, but they like did that too. It's like, oh, we have the map, but it's a different time of day. Ooh, it's like, dude, really, like, please just like let that be in there like the first day or something. Don't just let it be like a big deal when you're doing that. It's just whatever. It's super annoying. I don't know. I think I'm just over it. It's like, if I see that at a game, it's a kiss of death of like, I'm not gonna buy this game until 12 to 24 months from now, and it's $20 with all the stuff in it. So go for yourself. Whoever game this is, go for yourself.
Oh my.
We're also starting to see sort of like the backlash movement. Like with Lawbreakers, it was really, well, maybe it's just a marketing thing, but they're really going, oh yeah, the season pass thing is stupid, and $60 is too much, and it was like 3 games at that time, right? That all came out announced at $30.
Yeah, it's like the Hellblade thing, Lawbreakers, and I don't know if it was 3, but it's those 2 for sure.
Yeah. So, no. Maybe those things weren't sustainable, and then now they're like some game companies are course correcting.
Let's hope so. Maybe they're trying to avert the crash because they kind of feel it was coming too, and they were like, no.
Dude, that's the weird thing though. Is like some games like get season passes that don't even seem like they should have them, or like would have them in the past. Like Final Fantasy had one, so it's like what? So it's just
Yeah,
weird.
that was weird. Although there's season passes for episodes as well, so it wasn't
Plus,
like
it's not. I mean, it's gonna seem weird for every game that does it the first time.
I think what it is just like when you have a game that does it good, like Hitman, when it's like, we're gonna have these episodes or these levels, and it's gonna be a games as a service on top of that. I mean, yeah, the whole thing with like them being sold by Square Enix, whatever, or like buying the rights to that crap, whatever. It's like, to me, that was a good model of like how that should work, versus just like the traditional, oh, where's the season pass? Don't know what's in it until it's out, whatever game. So. And the way the game was structured was just like, it worked really well with that, because you had to like learn each stage and all the ways to kill targets and all the elusive hits, and yeah, just it was a good whatever.
I loved learning how to murder. The murder simulator game.
Good delivery.
The part you learned was the stalking.
Which I am terrible at, as we have already established, so...
Versus something like Street Fighter 5, where it's like, oh, here's a season pass, but it's just characters and levels, but not really levels. I think it's just characters, but like not all the costumes for the characters, which is like a rip. It's like, what? I don't even get the costumes? Go for yourself.
Basically.
And you're not gonna know who the characters are or when they're coming out, because I remember the first season. It's like, oh, well, there's gonna be a new character every month, and it's like, oh, so we're gonna go in this month, at the end of the month, maybe, early next month, actually, not this month.
Still this month, one day.
That was terrible. That was the worst. I think maybe not the worst, but that was pretty bad. Between Street Fighter and Hitman, I was like, dude, Street Fighter, Capcom, you're definitely losing me as a customer here. With Iron Interactive, it's like, dude, Hitman Season 2, I am on board day one. Because that was
on board, guys. He's on board.
Places I can go and sneak around and creepily stalk people and then kill them. It's great. Time.
Just like real life.
Awesome.
yeah, Arkham Knight did that too, and it's like really bad because it was like, oh, maybe they'll redeem themselves when the whatever that one is with all the villains comes out. Maybe they'll redeem themselves because all the ones leading up to this were terrible, and they didn't. It's like, well, thanks, Rocksteady. You've now a red mark on your previously completely perfect reputation.
Oh no!
Giant turd that this game was. Ugh.
I mean, it was a polished turd.
It was a rain slicked. I don't think that's better.
I just about to say, it's like,
Too much Batmobile. Too much Batmobile. Yeah.
whoa, you can never have too much Batmobile.
Oh, yes, you can. And that game proved it.
But
I guess that's what happens like when like the people making their game are like too big of a fan of like something in their game, and they're like, dude, guys, Batmobile. It's like they were not joking because there's
like
a lot of
everyone's
Batmobile in that
gonna-
game. Boss fight,
they're like,
Batmobile.
everyone's gonna love this.
The sequence
Yeah, how'd
when
that-
the city gets a
how'd
bunch
that
of
even work?
Weird plants and stuff. Batmobile. Deadshot shows up. You fight him with the Batmobile. But I don't want to fight him with the Batmobile. I want to fight him hand to hand. It's like, Batmobile, dude. Sorry. Puzzles.
Don't you remember that whole time where
Batmobile.
Batman only like exclusively used the Batmobile to fight people?
I sure don't.
Oh, you didn't see enough Batman then.
Also races with the Batmobile, because that makes sense in an Arkham game. It's like, what?
It's like if you don't get to this,
because you know Riddler.
I guess in theory, yes. I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time,
I'm just playing. I don't know.
only Riddler would find some kind of sick joy out of making Batman race around the city in a Batmobile just for kicks.
Now you have to drive fast and on the wall.
It's like Riddler. I don't understand. What are we doing right now? What is life? Riddle me this, Batman. What is in the shape of a bat, but also a car? It's the Batmobile. That wasn't even a hard. It wasn't even a hard riddle. I don't.
Shape of a. Okay.
I don't. You're not even trying anymore, Riddler. What's going on here? It's like, hey, listen. They told me to make a bunch of things for the stupid Batmobile. You deal with it. You do.
Look at this. What's happened?
Well, at least if anything happens, RPG can be like, hey, Tropical, remember that time we talked about the crash and it's happening? Well, we were right.
Yay! We can be sitting around the campfire, and we can be like, "This is my story." And then we could pretend like we're going on a pilgrimage to save the world by summoning something that is going to eventually kill us all, and then we could just be like, "Yay! Final summon!" In hindsight, that probably wasn't a good idea because the final summoning was going to kill her. and then Titus was all like, "Yeah, let's go," and everybody's like, "Yeah, yeah."
Every time she turned to look, it was the last time she was saying goodbye.
Oh, because it makes it all the more awkward later on when it's just like, huh? So this whole pilgrimage is just for her to kill herself?
I did not see that coming at all. I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible.
And he's all excited and he's like, yeah, I'll be your guardian. Let's get you there. And everybody's like, are you gonna tell him? It's like, well, I'm not gonna tell him.
Yeah, that's like really on them because like that awkwardness built up because nobody said anything. It's like, dudes, you guys said something.
How do you tell somebody, it's like, oh, by the way, we're basically taking her on a trip so she can, commit suicide because, fun times. So, I mean,
and they're all like, maybe it's a crazy person that's like, not
you
got
know
some
how
kind of weird
ancient
amnesia.
people sacrificed people to like save themselves? Well, we're like that, but not ancient people. And ours actually works.
For a little bit. And then it comes back, and then somebody has to do it all over again. Because cycle of death. Cycle of death. Man, that was kind of sad.
When you said that, I was like, you know what? I think the calm is the only thing that could restore the darkest timeline. or get rid of the darkest timeline.
The sad thing is it'll still only be temporary until we can find an actual solution. Because they were all like, oh, the calm can last for 1 year, it can last for 10 years, it can last for 2 months, it can last for tomorrow. It's like, this doesn't seem like a really good solution to... Nope! Pilgrimage! I don't. I question things. So yeah, that's pretty sad. Pretty sad. So, future reference, guys, if your girlfriend ever asked you to go on a pilgrimage, tell her no. Because she's probably sacrificing herself to save the universe. And while, yes, noble, still.
I don't know how generally applicable that advice is.
Hey, you never know nowadays. You never know. Eventually, we're going to find out cosmic monsters live within the elements, and they can be summoned by a woman who is very in tune with them and have spiritual powers that we don't know about. And then she's going to need a group of guardians that she's known since childhood that are going to have to help groom her so she can eventually sacrifice herself for the greater good. And also do a beautiful dance to send spirits off to the dead. Totally can happen. You never know. You never know. Because for all you know, it has happened before. But it just isn't getting televised.
Should we do news?
Sure.
Well, we're gonna start off with D23 Expo.
Yeah!
And it was cool. And
Incredibles 2 is happening.
yeah, there was lots of stuff. Game-wise, they released a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, and
Woo! Kingdom Hearts!
I think that game is gonna be pretty ridiculous.
It looks amazing.
amazing.
It's like ridiculous.
How is this real? We always, I think
development
the
for that
PS
long. ...
the PS2 was the first system where they were like Toy Story-like graphics, right?
Until this happened, and it's like, these are actual Toy Story
Yeah,
like
this is
graphics.
actual Toy Story-like graphics featuring the cast of Toy Story.
I pretty much wet myself.
It
and I
looks
was
basically like Toy Story did. Although, it looks better, I think, than Toy Story 1.
Well, I
Right?
mean, in all fairness, Toy Story 1 was pretty, like, early on and primitive and stuff before we got, like, the super
Yankee now.
CG stuff. But, yes, I am, like, so excited. When I saw Toy Story World, I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening! And then it's like, it just, man, like that scene outside when they're fighting on the lawn is the toys and everything. And then he was, like, making, like, the hammer and all this stuff. And oh my gosh, it looks so amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then Buzz and Woody were there, but your other team members were still there too, so now the guest people don't like get rid of your teammates. So you can have like multiple parties or like multiple party members now. It's like parties of 5 and stuff. Oh my gosh. I'm not excited
It's
at all.
like Star Ocean, but better, because it's not Star Ocean.
Let's pretend like Star Ocean never existed, because I don't want to talk about that. We don't want me to start ranting again, because that would be bad. But yes, I'm like, oh my gosh, guys. It looked amazing. Like, I don't even care at this point. I'm just like, even if it's like the worst game ever, it looks amazing, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. Amazing, guys. It looked amazing.
Do you
That is
believe
all.
in the release date, the RPG, next year?
Oh, well, no, I don't think that's happening. But it still looked amazing.
Everyone gasped, was like, oh, coming to 2018. And I was like, wait, we've seen this a lot. Like, they, even in this font, on this black screen, we've seen this a lot where they show a date.
It's like, I don't believe it for a second.
Oh. Yeah.
And if it does come 2018, it's going to be like super late in 2018. They're going to be like, well, it's still technically 2018, even if it is December 31st. But yeah, I don't. I'll believe it when I hear an official theme song. Till I hear an official theme, I don't believe it's coming out. Because they always do that. They'll always have like their trailers with the official theme song playing in the background whenever they're like actually releasing the game. It's held true for every single game so far. So that's how I know. Because Final Fantasy 15 didn't become a thing until Stand By Me happened, and it's like, look, it's coming out, guys. And then they actually released it. And then 13 didn't happen until, well, they had two different things for that one because they had the Japanese one and the English one. But yep, it got its official theme song, and then it came out a few months after. So until I see that, I don't believe them. So stop your lies, Square Enix. You're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling anybody. But it looks amazing, though. Guys, it looks amazing. Like, I don't think you understand how amazing it looks, guys. I don't think you understand. Like, I've watched the trailer 7 times already, and it looks amazing.
It's lip synced to Japanese. I wonder if, like, the voice actor strike is affecting it.
I was thinking about that too,
every trailer
actually.
we've seen has been Japanese.
I saw it, and then someone linked it on Twitter, and I was like, "This is in Japanese." And I was like, "I wonder if that voice actor thing is strike thing is like why it's like that."
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. We have yet to hear an English trailer, so maybe if it does come out next year, it's going to be Japan when it's released at that time on December 31st, 2018, and then we'll get it localized in like summer of 2019. Ugh. That is more believable.
On the subject of long development, Nomura apparently was like interviewed and asked about that, and he basically said, "It's not my fault."
It was its
a
fault.
year into development, the higher ups told us we were switching to Unreal Engine 4, so that set us back. And then like we knew we were going to need more people, and we requested them, but then they just like weren't available when we needed them, so then that slowed things down too. So basically, he's saying it's out of our hands.
He's blaming
Square
everybody
Enix's
else
fault.
except himself.
Yeah.
It's like, sir, listen. We know it's your fault. There's no hiding this. It's like, how's that progress been going on Final Fantasy VII, huh? Huh? How's that been going? Yeah, thought so. Thought so.
Well, judging from the Toy Story footage, it does seem like there's a lot of stuff in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, yeah.
Unless there's going to be fewer worlds, which, you know, that's possible too.
Because there was a lot of like jumping into mechs and
Yeah, just like
transforming key plates and these modes and all this other nonsense going on. But there can't be fewer worlds. There's too much stuff left to do for this to be the end of the Xehanort arc. There's like way too much stuff to do. Way too much. Guys, way too much. I don't think you understand how much there has to be done.
in the season pass. Ooh.
Don't say things like that. Don't even joke about that. Because they probably will do that for the 3 people that they have to save and do like episode Aqua, Ventus, and Terra. And then just be like,
But we're going to buy it.
Well, yeah, I am. But I mean, still, I'm not going to like it.
That's the way to show up RPG. Yeah.
That's going to show them all right. It's not going to show them at all.
Deus Ex Mankind Divided just popped into my head as another failed season pass game. All 2 expansions or 3 or whatever that were not that great. So, well.
Wait, did they release DLC for that?
Yep, there was the prison thingy, there was the hacker thingy, And then like the pre-order DLC, that was the crappy go to the offices and investigate this thingy. So yeah.
Wow, I don't remember any of that. Good times.
Moving on. San Diego Comic-Con. Or no, so the other thing that happened this weekend was EVO, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
At EVO, there were some game announcements. Well, so there's going to be a closed beta for Dissidia NT sometime in the summer. New DLC characters coming for Street Fighter V and Tekken 7 both come from Fatal Fury.
Oh.
I don't know those characters, so I'm ashamed. And also, yeah, I don't know those characters.
I thought the character was from Final Fight.
Oh wait, that's right. Why did I think they were both from the same game?
No idea.
I don't know.
Weird.
But yeah, it's Abigail, which was one of the bosses, maybe. And I don't know the other guy's name.
Keith Howard.
All right, that one. There was also game announcements. So there was an April Fool's joke by one of the co-creators of Street Fighter, saying that he was making a new fighting game, and it turned out to be real, but it doesn't have a name right now. It's just called, I think it's just called Mysterious Fighting Game.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's I guess part of the EX series, but doesn't seem to be a Street Fighter game. So some of the characters which they own, which they made for the EX series of fighting games, are going to be in there. I guess there was a character that people have been looking to make a comeback in Street Fighter, named Skullomania is going to be.
I have never heard of this character.
Skullomania is going to be in Street Fighter, or sorry, in this EX title.
Sounds like a bad Hulk Hogan ripoff.
He's
Brother.
strange. I don't remember the character either. And then Arc System Works announced another game called
Yeah, I saw that.
it's called Blaze Blue Cross Tag. And it's like one of those Japanese crossover games where, so it's going to be Blaze Blue characters plus Persona 4 Arena characters, which are Persona 4 characters, and Under Night in Birth, is that it? It has a very strange title. But yeah. That series, and also apparently a character from RWBY? RWBY? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's like an anime series. At least one of their characters is going to be in there. That's kind of cool, I guess. Blaze Blue is fun.
I've never played any of them.
But the Arc System Works game we're waiting for right now is Dragon Ball Fighter Z. And they revealed Trunks at the show. Yeah, that game looks really amazing too. Some release dates. So Gran Turismo Sport is now dated. It has a day. October 18th.
Cheer.
This year.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's not obvious. But yes, it's supposed to be this year. So that's good news. Bad news, Ni no Kuni 2 got delayed until January.
I mean, is that really bad news though?
I mean, not considering the Make It Rain games, October 2017. But, you know.
Well, I mean, some of the feedback I've heard from people who've played it at the shows has not been good.
Really?
Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're probably right, but still. Because I played the first one, not impressed. And I mean, hey, it happens. It happens. It looks pretty, though. So there's that. But I mean, I could just watch them at Studio Ghibli, whatever, how you pronounce their names, movie if I really wanted that.
Oh, this is not news. This is not current news, but like apparently it's not really a Ghibli production because none of the people, like, it's the same people, but they don't work at Studio Ghibli anymore.
What?
But they hired them to do this game, and so it's like, it's
So the game is a lie?
it's
That actually
like the
actually explains a
people,
lot.
but it's not.
In Spirit RPG. In Spirit.
Yeah,
Mm-mm. You know what else
the
the game in
actual
Spirit?
studio's name.
Final Fantasy Spirits Within, and that was awful. That was
the
in
actual
Spirit
guy.
too. Well, it was still awful.
Oh yeah, I guess this is also the actual.
It is the actual people. They just don't work there anymore.
Don't work there anymore. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, well, that's interesting. What else did I have? Oh, so San Diego Comic-Con is next week, right?
I have
This
no idea.
weekend? It's this
Think so.
weekend.
Because my Facebook memory just popped up from when I was there like a few years ago around this time. So I was like, oh, Comic-Con. That was a thing.
There was some. Well, people went a little crazy when, like, a voice actor from a Telltale game who played Bigby tweeted a thing, and they're like, "Oh, it's coming, Wolf Among Us 2."
And then he was like, LOLs, guys. LOLs. I just
Well,
meant
no,
that.
he was like, "Oh no, I hope I didn't get people's hopes up."
Oh my god.
Because that guy actually plays a lot of
my
different Telltale
gosh.
characters.
He's like, I'm actually all of the characters in all of the games. All of the games.
But yeah, so this is kind of sad. Apparently, they did a Reddit AMA, Ask Me Anything, and responded, like, it was about The Walking Dead, but they like responded to some questions on other series, and particularly Tales from the Borderlands, and The Wolf Among Us. And it seems like we're not getting new ones of those anytime soon.
What?
Oh no.
Are you effing serious?
Yeah, they talked about Borderlands and like, well, that's in the hands of Gearbox right now, and so the next chapter of Borderlands is coming from Gearbox.
Are you effing
So
That means you won't see it until after
Right.
Borderlands 3,
There's no-
basically.
Yeah, that's why there's no Tales of the
Oh
Borderlands
my
right
gosh. Oh my
And
gosh.
the other thing, The Wolf Among Us is, they don't own that either. And they didn't
Dude.
see. They said
Dude.
they didn't say it's not not ever coming,
It's not
but they use words as like, well, if we ever return to that world,
Are you serious?
they would not address that ending.
What? They're not.
They're like, yeah,
Dude,
it's
no.
sort of our consensus that would just be a mystery left unanswered.
They cannot do that. That's the whole reason I'm looking forward to that season 2. It's like, you can't just leave me in the rain chasing after that lady after that she did that thing. I gotta know the truth, motherfuckers. No.
Is it her?
What?
Is it not her?
They can't just.
Dun, dun,
That is like
dun.
the cliffhanger of all Telltale cliffhangers. That, like, at the end of the season anyway. Like,
Because of the magical chokers, guys. The magical chokers.
are you effing serious? Are you effing serious? I've been waiting
That's,
years. I've been waiting
they
years for
said.
that resolution, and they're
They're
not gonna
like-
come back to it.
Yeah, that's just gonna be they're like they want to leave it to the fans
Are
to
you
speculate.
kidding me? Are you effing?
Although they could just be lying, though.
They better be lying, jerk faces.
Just so people don't ask too many questions and then end up inadvertently spoiling something.
I'm sorry. I'm just I'm completely out of podcast mode right now. I'm completely out of podcast mode. I don't even care anymore. It's like whatever.
You just
All I'm thinking about is
destroyed him.
like all the scenarios at the end. Was she glamored as her? And
It's
then
true.
she did that thing, and then she killed her maybe. Or maybe she killed her, and then she glamored herself as her, and she was like, I need your help, Bigby. I need your help. And yeah. Sorry.
And then he started thinking all the crazy thoughts of things that it could have been, and he didn't know if it was it, and it was okay.
She was never along. Or was she here the whole time?
She was dead all along. She never was alive to begin with. It was all a ruse.
That Kaiser Soze ending, man. So good. So good.
Although, I mean, I guess I choose to believe that she was just glamored as hell the entire time. Because all the evidence points to such. If you were to look back at this date when this happened and this happened. And then, of course, we have... But yeah, I have no idea. I mean, it follows the comic though, right? So then technically we'd be able to just find out based on that, right?
It takes place before the comics, though, I believe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if that person is...
Unless they
You
never
know.
reference it in the comics, then it's like you'll never know. You'll like
Well-
and it's like, when does this play taste? Like years later? Years later? He never references that one time with that Crooked Man stuff, blah blah blah. He never referenced it. You read the whole series, all however many volumes, and like you never find the truth. No RPG. That's not good enough. I gotta know what the F happened.
It's her glamour, it's her. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is, Tekken.
I'm not.
Unfortunately,
I'm
that's the
not,
case.
I'm not satisfied with that answer because you're just some dude on the internet. What do you know? You're not from Telltale. You didn't read the script. You didn't. You
don't
have some
know.
behind-the-scenes nuggets of info that I don't have.
You
so
don't. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know what I know, Tekken. You don't know the things I've seen.
I know. You don't know that, and you haven't seen that. So that's all that matters.
Because I know what you did last summer.
Oh, what did I do last summer?
You murdered a guy, put him in your trunk, and then threw him off of the bay, and then he came back to try to murder you and your friends.
I did not do that because there's no bays in Kansas, or at least any
Not
oceanic bays, as far as I know.
Yeah, you threw him off a pier. Same diff. Anyway, he came back for revenge and tried to murder you and your friends. But then you survived, and then realized the error of your mistakes and tried to move on with your life. But then he kept coming.
Any dude I kill ain't coming back to life, because that's like a triple tap scenario. 2 in the head, 1 in the chest. They don't
Oh
come
my.
back from that.
Unless they're aliens or something.
And then, like, just to make sure, I might just cut his head off, because he might be a Highlander, and just to, make
There
sure
can
that
only be
doesn't
one?
happen. Yes, there could be only one.
Sure.
To make sure I'm the only one, and he isn't. Solve that issue.
Interesting.
Do you have any more news, Tropical?
Last one is I guess it's the PlayStation Summer Sale or whatever.
I don't think it's
Well,
called the
they
Summer Sale.
theme them around stuff. It's called Totally Digital. It's a new. It is a new sale going on for the next 4 weeks, in which you get, I forget how much. You get a certain percentage off of new games that are coming out if you pre-order, and up to, I believe it's 60% off a, as they call it, collection of hand-selected digital games.
I was so confused like when I saw that, because I was like, is it hand-selected for me? Or is it hand-selected for everybody? Because that is confusing. Because I was like, I already have a lot of these games. I don't think this is hand-selected.
It's not, yeah, it's definitely not
Really?
hand-selected for individuals.
Because that would take forever.
But
Be a
it
lot of
did
work.
beg the question for me. I was like, wait, so usually the sales are just random? Or,
Yes.
like, how do they...
So you don't hand-select?
It's like, if this one is specifically hand-selected, then the other ones are not?
They're just
How
like,
does
yeah,
that
just
work?
throw in the randomizer and whatever comes out, put it on sale. It's like, I don't.
They just RNG'd it? What? No, PlayStation, I don't believe you. No way.
There's some pretty good stuff. Pyre is one of the games that is part of this.
Salt Sanctuary. And Star something heroine. I got that today as well. Star something Star. I don't know. It's Star something heroine.
Cosmic Star.
That's
Hero?
that one. That one and some other one I got today. Oh wait, no, that was Zodiac Children. Never mind. That's not a cell game.
Children of the Zodiac Killer. Murdering people.
Hilarious. Yeah, the Hellblade game we're talking about. That's gonna be on there.
Is it?
Yeah,
Huh.
it's good stuff.
It's up for pre-order and everything right
So I
now.
saw it and it didn't look like it was on sale. I was like, $30. That's not sale. That's normal price.
Well, I think it's like part of the pre-order promotion.
Oh, well then. Oh, Super Hot's on there too, because, you know, effing Super Hot. Check that out.
Just coming out soon.
And Super
Like
Hot.
way
yeah,
sooner than I
saw
thought.
the trailer and I was like, ooh, that is soon. Happy times.
Is it super hot?
I do not
Out.
believe that's how that works. I don't think it generates heat. It generates heat when you play it, or at least not like, you know, the super hotness to like melt your console, because that'd be a bad thing.
That
How soon?
would be-
Friday. It comes out.
That's only a few days away.
Nice.
Guess I have to treat myself more than once this week.
Treat yourself.
Gotcha. Go well.
Why?
I mean, I'm not judging, but
Hey, I've been waiting for Super
said
Hot
it.
on PS4 since like the PC version, which has been out for like maybe like a year or months. It's been a long time. Long time waiting. The console version. And I can play it in VR now too. Yes.
I guess.
Yeah, it seems like the release, the fall release deluge is about to start.
But it's still summer.
Is it?
Oh.
I was pretty sure there's nothing until August when the entire DLC comes out. And then that's
There's
like,
a lot of August. There's a lot of digital July and August stuff that I'm interested in. And on top of that, I have a Switch, and like July and August both each have a major Switch game coming out, which is mind-boggling, but cool. Like this month, actually this week, is Splatoon 2. And then August 29th is the Rabbids.
that game comes
Rabbids
out
and
in
Mario XCOM.
August? What?
Yeah,
Yes.
August
Dude,
29th.
I kind of want to get a Switch to play that. I want to play some Mario XCOM, but then it's like, one game. Ah, man.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then, yeah, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. The Hellblade game is coming out in August.
Hey, it is?
Yeah. So this sale, like part of this sale it's sort of like when they used to do those collections of indie games, and like a new one would come out every week, and then there was like some discount for getting it.
Mm-hmm.
This is what that is. So the Hellblade. Oh, it's Sacrifice. Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh no, she's sacrificing herself.
That's coming out August 8th.
That's like early August.
Yeah.
I was actually interested in that game, but I didn't know much about it, and it's already coming out this soon?
Nope. lots of digital games coming out.
Wait, is it digital only?
I believe so.
No.
Like Matterfall comes out August 15th. Absolver comes out August 29th.
No.
Hedgehog 2 is also August 15th. Lawbreakers is... Wait, it should have a release date.
Oh no, Hellblade is digital only. I can't even. I literally cannot even right now. Oh no.
Anyways, yeah, like looking at that, it feels like, oh, it's begun. Games are coming out now.
This is somehow Tropical's fault. Oh no. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, it was weird. I was looking at my Facebook memories, and like it was a bunch of stuff about I Am Setsuna, and I was like, "There's no summer game for me this year." But then I was like, "Well, I guess there is this Archangel and Zodiac children." I keep getting the name wrong.
Children of the Zodiac
So it's
Killer.
like, yeah, it's no I Am Setsuna, but it's a stretch RPG, so you know, don't get that. Don't get those these days. I'll just buy it, whatever. Let it be a nice summer appetizer.
Anyway, that's my news. Is there any other news?
Not that I know of.
I feel like the other news this week that was really exciting was all like not game related. Oh wait, no, I had one more. Atari has been teasing something console. They showed off the Atari box, which is like this retro-looking tiny thing.
Like,
and by retro-looking, I mean it's got grates and it's electronics that look like wood.
It really does look kind of old and retro. I'm just like,
and it's like, okay, it's a box. What's it for? And they said something about, oh, you know, classic Atari history plus current games. I was like, what is this thing gonna be? We don't know yet. But Eurogamer reported that in a note to investors or whatever, they said that in order to minimize risk, the initial rounds will be crowdfunded. So this may be a Kickstarter thing.
Yeah. How does that happen? How does a corporation crowdfund? You know what? Whatever. They can go F themselves. I'm not getting that. Whatever.
I don't know what
I hope it
this
fails,
is.
actually. It's like, oh, we're just going to crowdfund it. It's like, what? You're an effing corporation. You have money. Like, that's not how that works. You don't just use your band's money to get your stuff. Whatever. Maybe they're like.
of course, that's what you do.
They use Kickstarter for pre-orders. It's easier than setting up your own pre-order system.
Whatever.
Probably.
I guess we'll see. I have no interest in because I was like, yeah, Atari games. Those games are like ancient and like terrible and like they're. It's like I mean, come on, like to me anyway. In my brain, it's like the modern era starts. I mean, it may not literally start, but it's like if you want to like have fun and like look at stuff that doesn't look like crap, you're gonna play Nintendo Entertainment System 1985 style. Everything before then is just like beep beep terrible sound. It looks terrible. It plays terrible. Yeah, it's not fun. So have fun with that, Atari fans, because I will not be getting that. F that crap.
Nope. Unless well, I'll wait and see.
And even the air quote modern stuff or whatever, it's like, dude, I have a PS4. Like, have fun with that. Like, yeah, like what are you gonna offer me to me? Like, yeah, you know what? Chin stroking. That's an interesting investment, Atari. I might just put some money down and get this. It's like, it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna win taking over on this one, Atari. You just go back to your doing whatever you're doing and stay irrelevant. Losers.
Oh my. Tell them how you really feel.
Oh, I'll tell them how they really feel. If I have like no first party games that are like worth anything or like that great, I mean, they're like a fart in the wind compared to like anything from like first party. Anybody now doing stuff like after their time, like after Atari, is like anybody that's like got first party stuff is like way better. Just saying, it's like Nintendo way better, Sony way better, Microsoft way better, Sega way better. Maybe like even EA when they had like the Jaguar way better. I mean, it's like they have like one game or something. Like who knows how many? Doesn't matter. They're better than you. So it's like yeah, you're a joke. But yeah, whatever. I mean, there's old people out there. I mean, not old people. I mean, I do. 'Cause it's like it's hard to like quantify old. It's a number. It's whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's just like older than me, I guess I'll say. Because like those people are like so nostalgic for their back in my day, me, my stupid controller with the knob and buttons. It's like oh, wasn't it so? But they're they're like worse Nintendo fans. It's like they're so rose to the glasses of like ye olden times when I played Pac-Man and it was terrible compared to the arcade, but I didn't know that because I didn't know any better. I was just a stupid kid. Or some other crappy game, Joust or Adventure, blah blah.
Whoa! Joust was awesome. You watch your mouth.
I'm talking about the console port, not the arcade version, dude. Yeah, like all that crap. That's like not the arcade version. That's like on a Atari 2600 or 2700. It doesn't matter. It's all terrible. Or 5200 or whatever. It's all terrible. So have fun with that Atari. And if this burns and fails, I'll be like, hey, guess what? Tekken was right. So suck it. And that's how I really feel. I mean, a bit abridged, but whatever. I could go on, but I'll just save it.
It's probably going to be similar to that one thing, the Nintendo Classic thingy, though. It's not going to be anything special and new.
That's what people are thinking.
It's going to have ET on it as a selling point.
I don't think ET is a selling point.
The game that you never played.
And now you can neglect it again.
We made more copies of it than there were consoles in existence.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it made sense in their head. It just didn't work out how they planned.
Sense in reality.
Basically, yes.
Okie dokie. Well, we can end it there.
Artichoke.
Atari. Because they're dead, even though they want to come back. It's not happening. I did remember something I was playing, though, from earlier. I was just waiting for us to get to the end here, so I could be like, I was actually playing something else. I did play some Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer, like, every day for the week, I think. I don't remember if it was last week or the week before. It's been a blur, dude. Because, when you're playing a game every day, it just... Yeah. Anyway, I got a bunch of credits, and I bought a bunch of packs. Didn't get it. I mean, I got some cool stuff, but I didn't get my 7 Hurricane, whatever. So I had to have, like, one more trip around Andromeda while I had time to play before I get all into my Operation Maple Syrup stuff. So I had to do it. Anywho, anything to say before we sign off, RPG?
Kingdom Hearts! Also Darkness.
Anything to say before we sign off, Troptical?
I just want to say Operation Maple Syrup, because I think that's a cool name.
Why? Thank you.
But then now it makes me think that he's going to open up like a syrup factory or something, and there's like some kind of elaborate plot going on, so he can become this mogul that sells maple syrup and also rides meeses? Whatever the plural for moose is.
So yeah, because I didn't get to say it too much this week. So yeah, check us out on the internet, aimlesspodcast.com, Aimless Babble Z, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever else in the internetverse you want to find us. Google us up, maybe you'll find us, maybe you'll find something else that's like better. You'll be like, oh, well, this is like way better than you guys, so yeah, have fun with that, whatever. It's your prerogative. And until you see or hear from us again, Aimless Babble Z, and we're now setting off.